right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Liz,
And I'm Sarah.
and this is Thrift Tea Radio. What this is going to be about is you. It's not about us. It is, but it isn't. We are more concerned with everyone out there that has a business and how can we um, continue to grow Norman, not just Norman, but the whole world if we have to, these small businesses. It's about all of these small businesses that are out there, the struggle that we go through, the everyday grind that we go through. Sarah is new out here, but not new because she's actually gone to college for this. I haven't. So, I've just jumped into it and doing what I do. And anybody that knows me, I was a salesman for years. And you just kind of carry that on through your life when it's been brought in and embedded into you. But what Thrift Tea Radio is going to be about is taking care of all the other small businesses also. We have been going on for 12 years now. June 1st will be 12 years. Yep. And Sarah's come along at the right time.
Yep. I know. I'm super excited. Well, and I think, too, the biggest thing for us is just like when it comes to shopping, everybody goes shopping, whether you admit it or not. But the biggest thing is like you think of all these big name brands and you forget about the small businesses that are right here in your community with locally sourced items, sustainable items, things that are truly going to help you. And not that big corporations are bad either, but it just support everybody. Right. That's the goal. We want everybody to be able to be successful in their own ways and reach whatever goals that they have for their business.
That's right. Exactly. Because everyone that starts a business had a goal in mind. Now, everybody wants to say, I'm jumping right in and I'm going to do this. It's not like that. There's so many setbacks. However, it's not for the faint of heart. You just keep going. You just keep going no matter what.
Yeah.
And never stop. And just keep letting everyone know about you. Everyone. You're selling yourself daily. You're selling yourself daily, 24 hours a day. Even if when you start business, you sleep your business. You sleep. And when I say sleep, you really don't sleep. I don't sleep. I get very little sleep because I work in my sleep. And I wake up with new ideas every day. Every day I wake up with something new that I want to put out there to the community. Not just for my shop, but just for, the people who come in here to shop, to make sure that they're getting every penny that they spend, that they get, something worthwhile. And when I think thrift store, I'm still back in the 70s and 80s of the thrift stores. I'm still thinking those prices. And now some of the thrift stores prices are outrageous. I mean, I can walk into Ross or to Walmart or somewhere else. I'm bringing up somebody's corporate names. And some of those have those same prices as our prices, and I'm just like, that can't happen. That can't happen. So, we've got to figure out a way to save the small businesses. And that's what we're here for, is to work on making sure that everybody gets mentioned. Everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You deserve the recognition of your hard work. And that's what we're here to do, is try to recognize everyone. So anyway, that's kind of what this is about. And we will be doing this weekly.
But yeah, and we're really just going to focus on, we want to interview small businesses. So if you are watching and you own your own business, definitely hit one of us up, because we want to feature everyone that we possibly can. Doesn't matter your industry or what you're doing. We just want to talk to you and kind of see how your business is doing and what your goals are.
Right.
Yeah, but I think for today, I think we're really going to focus in on, kind of just our backstory and kind of how Liz got started and,
Absolutely.
a couple different things, and kind of give you guys a little introduction to what to expect throughout this podcast.
So as I said, I've been a salesman for many, many years, and I just decided that selling really wasn't for me, but evidently it is, because I brought it with me, to sell you on the fact that we are great. We are, and so are y'all. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to bring your A game every day. You've got to be a salesman every single day. So, with that said, my grandmother had a store, and at the time, this was before there were garage sales. This was before there was thrift stores, antique shops. There was some in some of your bigger cities, but out in, West Texas, out in some of the smaller places, out in Western Oklahoma, we didn't have that. But my grandmother had what she called a rummage store. And right behind her, every weekend, they had the sale barn. And the sale barn was basically livestock. It was livestock. But men would come to that, and they'd sell their tractors, they'd sell their pigs, they'd sell their eggs. It was mostly men out there. However, my grandmother it wasn't that she was a feminist or anything, but she was one of these ladies that believed that ladies could get out there also and work just as hard as a man. And she did. She did. She loved to plant gardens and everything. So she was quite sustainable back in the day. And she made everything work. If we ran out of washcloths, we didn't go buy any. We tore up bed sheets that had holes. Nothing got thrown away. Nothing got thrown away. So she would tear up bed sheets, and she'd fold them like they were, a washcloth. And when us kids came and we played out in the dirt or whatever, we didn't go grab her nice ones. We knew to grab her bed sheets that she had tore up. Yeah. So, and that's what she used to clean with at her shop. And it was called the rummage store. And that's what it was called, the rummage store. And when I say that, you rummage through everything. That's kind of how our bargain basement is. You rummage. It's like that up here also, but we are a thrift store by name nowadays. And hers was in paper sacks, boxes. She might have had a rope strung from nail to nail, or a screw. Rarely a screw. It was mostly nails back then. And she would just bend them up and have a rope, and she'd hang a few clothes on there. And it was just a small room. But that lady served the community before anybody was serving communities. Back then there wasn't, really anything like food stamps or even anything like that. There was what people had was commodities. So you learned to do with what you had if you didn't have money. And she grew up in a good family that had money. However, they were very frugal. They got by with what they had until it wore out. It's just how they were. And if they couldn't salvage it some way, then it went to the landfill. And, but back then there weren't even garage sales until probably around the 80s. I don't remember any anyway. There could have been somewhere else, but I didn't grow up knowing about them. And that's how I said, I've watched her help people, and I never did that. I've had a couple other businesses, and I just, there was never a way that I helped anyone, except for I had a business down in South Texas, a restaurant, and I could help feed a few people. And back then there wasn't the people on the streets. And one day I just happened to see two young men, and I was like, okay, I've got to help them. So it just that's always been in the back of my head. I gave them part-time jobs. There was a little bit more to the story, but that's another story, another day. But anyway, there's always just been something in the back of my mind I've got to give back because I've been blessed so much. And I thought, what am I going to do when I got out of, the sales industry? And so I thought about it and thought about it. And my husband, he was like, no, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. But I couldn't help it. I had to do it. So I started a thrift store, and he helped for a little while. He doesn't help anymore. He's retired. It's just a wonderful thing to be able to help people.
Yep.
And so I will continue one way or another to help someone. And out of this, I've started a nonprofit, and that is Saks Closet Foundation. And Saks Closet Foundation is where we buy laundry soap, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, and hygiene products for senior citizens. And anyway, that holds a dear place in my heart that I want to continue to grow there also. So anyway, I'm going to turn this over to Sarah, how she got her love for what she does, marketing and helping others.
Yeah. So I went to college for strategic communications, and I got my bachelor's degree in that. I actually graduated last December 2023. During my years in school, I worked at UPS, overnights in the warehouse, so not super fun of a shift, but, got through, paid for my school, so that was really awesome for sure. And then my senior year in college, I started working for a marketing agency where, I got a lot of really good experience from, but I always just kind of felt, I don't know, ever since as a kid, I always just felt like I wanted to own my own business. I wanted to be the boss. I wanted to, be able to navigate life and pick up different, talk to different people, experience different things and all of that. And so once I had left my job at the marketing agency, I kind of looked around for other jobs. And honestly, the biggest thing for me is, and anything I was seeing just didn't feel fulfilling, like my number one goal is, to be able to help people and help their businesses grow. I have my own, I guess you would call it a marketing agency. I guess I'm an LLC, singly owned, but I picked up a few clients now and kind of gotten under wraps, and it's really been really cool, honestly, just to see the different industries, the different trends they have, the highs and lows that they go through, and just how multiple other people run their businesses. I've definitely learned a lot from Liz just in, the past couple months that I've been here, since like the end of February. And yeah, Liz actually got me started out the first time, or she was my very first client that I picked up. And it was right after I had just, had my whole business plan laid out and was ready to actually go out and pick up some clients to do, social media marketing or graphic design or really whatever, people were needing. And so I was actually going door to door here in Norman to a few different businesses that I had researched online, and, handed out some papers and things like that. And Liz was my very last stop of the day. And I saw her building at the corner of Alameda whenever I had left, because I actually live like right down the road. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll go in there. And then when I came back, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop and I'm going to go in there. And so I came in here and I gave her my pitch. And next thing you know, she was like, come to my office. I want to know exactly how you're going to do this and what you're going to do for me. So, for me, it was like, oh my gosh, someone's actually interested. Like, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. And we've been inseparable ever since, and picked up, she's a good salesman. I'll tell you what, she can sell people for sure. She picked me up a couple other clients, and yeah, we've been rocking and rolling.
Yeah, it is fun. I still, like I said, I still have that sales in my blood.
Absolutely.
And I just know that Sarah's a good fit. She could run this shop. I've got her in here yesterday. I had no help yesterday. Had some call in and couldn't make it. And that's the one thing with your business. You might be the only one working it one day. Mm-hmm. And I have some but they don't know how to run the register yet. And Sarah stepped in, and she learned the first moment that I showed her, how to do it. But she and I got in here yesterday, moved furniture, we redesigned some things, took things apart, put it together, came up with different ideas. And like I said, she could run this place, and she's a good fit for it. But she loves marketing and she's good at it. She has talked to so many people, and this is all her idea. I've always wanted to do it. I've talked about it. And this is who I am. I talk and I meet people. I don't want to just meet people. I want to make friends. I want to make friends. And I want to see all of you succeed. The one thing that I know that I bring to the table is my faith. My faith in not just myself, but I bring faith of the Almighty God. And I, have faith in Him that He keeps me going. He does. He keeps me going every single morning. I don't stop. And, He's my first thought of in the morning. And so I give Him all the glory for all of this. And I never dreamed 12 years would be coming up on me. And I'd like to have another 12 in something. It may not be in here, but it might be in Zach's closet. It might be doing this, but it is going to be with the community. And I'm tired of hearing about all these small businesses closing down. And if anything I can do, whether it's send my customers your way and you send your customers my way, whatever, we've got to work together. As small businesses, we've got to work together. And I know in my heart that if we all pull together, we can slow down this small businesses being shut down. I don't always sell something. I might give it away, and I do that daily. Sometimes there's been days that I've given away more than I've sold. But that's okay, because again, this isn't my business. God directs me and lets me know, hey, you don't need to make no money on that. It's okay. And, I'm like, okay, I do need money, but He always manages to, He pulls through, not me. He pulls through and shows me that I'm not in control. So when I ask Him to slow me down, I know I have to slow down and listen. And He's been tugging at my heart about these other small businesses, about your business. And your business is just as important as my business. And you're just as important as anybody out here. And we've just got to treat our customers as if they are a friend. When they walk through these doors, we're immediately to love them, because they're here to support us. And, they have no idea what they're walking into daily. We might be their smile. One of the things that I have done is, this is a 13,000 square foot building. I've moved it around over and over. As a small business, you change things and everybody comes in. Using a big businesses, what they say they do is they change things around, and that's Walmart. They move things around because, if you don't, somebody may not truly see something that you have until you do move it around. One of the things I've done is I've moved my cash registers many times in this place because I do have the space to do that. But the biggest mistake I did was moving it away from my customers. So this is what I've been busy doing this past week, is moving it back in here with my customers. And so, I miss talking to them. I'm one of these that, like I said in the beginning, I do love to talk. And that's why I feel like so many have become friends of mine. And because we do stop and we do talk. And sometimes, I've had some of my employees tell me, hey, Liz, can you come over here and help me? They stop me because they know I'll just ramble on forever. But this is what this is all about, is we're going to spill the tea on every business around. We are going to talk about all of you. And, you know, one of the people that always made a good impression on me, and she's high class, you know, is Robinson Repurpose. You know, Robinson Repurpose Laura is awesome to me. She always has been. However, she's not the only one. There's a lot of them that have. And, you know, I've seen her move, you know, so there's things that she's doing in her business that she's just like me in the sense of she resells things. Hers is a lot higher end, you know, and hers is, she's got a beautiful, beautiful place. And then she also had, her husband has a business in town, and they own a pawn shop. And it's just right down the road, just around the corner from her. And so, matter of fact, that's where I got this ring. It's from the pawn shop from her husband. But anyway, it was a gift to me, you know, after I had been in business 5 years. And I went in there, and so, you know, we're going on 12 years now. I still have this ring. I love it. But it's nothing special, but it's special because I bought a nice piece and it was used. So a lot of people I'm going to be talking to sells used items. But we're not just going to stop there. We're going on to every small business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest goal for honestly anyone who's starting a business is, you know, they just want to feel fulfilled and like they are, you know, reaching their dreams and doing whatever they have set out to do. And so, you know, it takes a lot of guts to kind of step off the ledge and go and start your own thing, especially, you know, when you're having to deal with finances and making sure you have food to eat and a place to live. And, you know, it just, the list adds up. But, you know, the people who go out and start these businesses, like, they deserve all the attention. They need to have customers in. Like, we want to be able to help you guys and vice versa, because you put in all that hard work. You know, we want to see results from that. We want to see how far you guys can take your, you know, little small locally owned business and see how far it can reach, you know, especially nowadays with like social media and all of that. You know, just being active online, you could reach people out in California or Arkansas or Kansas or whatever. And when they come travel through Oklahoma, they're going to be thinking of your business, and they're, you know,
right.
Odds are they're going to stop in and come and see you. And, you know, yeah,
That's very, very true. And, you know, I've seen a lot of businesses struggle that were very good businesses that went out of business. And it just breaks my heart because I know how hard they worked. You don't start this thinking you're going to be an overnight success. You know you got to build up. However, you don't realize how hard it is to build up. And I've just in the last, it's took me, I mean, I've been in business 12 years in this business. Like I said, I've owned a couple other businesses. So I had faith in myself to do this. I just didn't realize the struggles with this business. And, you know, I seen my grandmother do her things, but it was never to this size. And I grew within 4 years out of my first location and outgrew it. And I went on over to Highway 9, and people were just peripheral vision. It's a location, location, location. When they were just driving by me, they never even seen me, you know. And I had a really cute place there, but it just wasn't the place. And, you know, you could feel it. And I just happened to get a text from my son, and he worked for the city of Norman at that time, and I didn't want to text and drive, so I pulled over into this parking lot, which I've always loved this building because it used to be Bill's Furniture, and I come in here and I always loved it. And I always thought, I want a business in there. So I asked my son, I said, who owns this building? And he told me, and well, he told me how to get in touch with someone who would know. And I went and found out, and he truly really did not want to let me have this building. He really did not. Because it's a major upkeep. It is a major upkeep. And he's been really kind to me during my hard times. And, but I will tell you, you know, it's a struggle to keep this building functioning. But it is, you know, I've spent every dime I've got on this building. Because, you know, he's let me know there's certain things he won't do. And if I want it done, it's out of my pocket. So it's how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? You know, and what are you going to do to get it? And so we struggle, you know, but we are coming along. I would have to say in the last year, it has been good. It has been really good, and it's growing and it's doing so much better. And since Sarah's come along, just in the last couple of months, all the ideas that we've implemented in here, some things that we've started, it's just kind of pushed us over a little bit over that edge that we know, hey, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. And I want to know what you need and if we can help, you know, not because Sarah does marketing, but, you know, if y'all need Sarah, here she is.
Yeah.
But, you know, because Sarah doesn't just come in to market, she comes in to help. And how can she market if she really doesn't know what we do? So I told her, I said, you know, I don't feel like I've hired marketers before, and it's never worked. It's never worked because they don't know anything about the thrift store industry. Yeah. Where Sarah came in and wanted to learn, you know, and I told her, I said, you know, my problem, what I feel is they don't come in to know anything about me truly. They want to throw what they know at me. Mm-hmm. Well, we got to work together. You got to know about me. You got to know how this business works. Otherwise, you can't really help me, you know. And that's just like, you know, she's actually got a gig going on at a pharmacy. Mm-hmm. And she's right in the thick of things there now. She don't know, you know, all about the names of the drugs or anything, yeah, but she sees how they work. She knows that industry now. And mm-hmm, she's learning more and more. Yeah. And, you know, you find the struggles, you find everybody's heartaches because we pour our souls into her and tell her. I mean, she's my therapist at the moment, you know. I yeah, tell her my struggles, you know.
Yeah. 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 No, absolutely. Well, and I think the biggest thing too when it comes to that is I think, you know, especially with, you know, social media being on the rise, a lot of people will go out and just be like, oh yeah, I do social media marketing, but they have no idea what they're doing, you know? And you can research an industry as much as you want online, but ultimately, if you don't know the business that you are specifically working for, you're not really going to do mm-hmm, anything, you know, just because, you know, something as simple as like, okay, whenever I was, you know, researching thrift shops and different trends for this and that and the other, and a lot of them were talking about, you know, post early in the mornings or like mid-afternoon. For Liz, that's not the case. The evening times.
Gotta turn that off.
The evening times is one of the highest engagement times for her customers. You post in the evening time, mm-hmm, and those people mm-hmm, are commenting, doing absolutely, you know, whatever. So it's really just, you know, if you're going to market for anybody, you have to know their business individually. Mm-hmm. That's really, yeah.
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 For sure. You know, that's like I told her, I said, you need to get in here, and if you really want, you know, to come in and market for me, you need to run a register. Mm-hmm. You know, one time even, you know, mm-hmm, wait on a customer and see what we deal with, you know, talk mm-hmm, to them. Why are you here? You know, why are you here? And, you know, it might be because of you. It might be because they need something out of your business, mm-hmm, you know, but you want them to be a repeat customer. Mm-hmm. You want them to be a repeat customer, but you don't want them just to be a repeat customer. You want them to be your friend. Come in, even if they don't buy something, they're here to pat you on the back. Mm-hmm. You know, whenever they see your struggles, they know who you are, and then they see you grow. And I've had so many come in and say, Liz, I seen you when you were nothing, when you really had nothing, starting with. And, look what you've grown into. And that's one of the things I can say is I have grown immensely. Um, do I struggle still? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm a small business. We're all going to struggle.
Yeah.
But, I hold my head up out of water. I find something to grab onto. And this is one of the things. And so I have to share this. It's not just for me. It's about y'all. It's about y'all. And so those struggles, I know you have them. I know you have them just like I do. And so, that's where I have to have somebody to lean on to. My business is about helping others. It really is. But it's more of a hand up than a handout. But I do talk to them while they're here. I talk to those that need my help. And we get to talking about how did you get there, And so it makes me appreciate what's going on out in the world because like I've heard so much lately, we're one step away from that. We run into one hard thing and we might be there. And I don't want us to do that. I want us to be here to be able to help them. So I'll let somebody off the streets come in and, maybe vacuum or sweep or pick up the parking lot. Something and then I pay them. And so, and just pray that they do good with it. But that's between them and, God and whoever they, choose to use it with, but I pray that they do good with it. And so it's not just, I'm not a thrift store. I'm about people. Yes, I have used things in here, but it's about people and the good, the bad, the ugly, we see it all. And I know you all, Norman is rough. Norman is rough right now. But how much I hate to see the people on the streets doing the bad things, there's some good ones out there. There are some good ones out there. And, it's nothing for you to walk in here and see them in here. Some of the good, some of the bad, but some of the good ones I can pick up on and I let them help. I let them help. But guess what? I've had some bad ones that's not on the street. And, so we learn a lot. And no matter what business you're in, you can do good. You can do good. I don't care whether you're a hairdresser. I don't care if you own that pawn shop. I don't care, and one of the things I did see Laura's husband do one time at the pawn shop, I seen this guy come in and he needed something, and I don't even know what he was buying or what they were even really talking about. But I did see him look over at one of the guys. He goes, help him out. I don't know, I knew though that it was a kindness thing that he was doing. He was helping someone at that point. So, I know in every business we all can do something, So we, want to help y'all. We want to help you in the small businesses. And if you're not a small business and you're listening to this, remember there are other small businesses out there and we will be talking to them. Go in and look at what they have. It may be out of your price range, but you know what? They have something in there that you can purchase. They may have a bracelet. Buy a bracelet, buy something small, because that one small thing, I promise you, if everybody would just go in and buy, even if you spend $1 in there, you can do that. You can do it. Don't just walk in their doors just to look. Walk in their doors and spend that $1, because if we all did that, it would make their day, because we can, and you can. So don't just walk in and walk out, if you don't even have any money and you're looking, go encourage them. Go encourage them, show them some love, and tell them how beautiful their place is. And, you know, this has got to be hard work, because it is.
It
You know?
adds up.
Yeah.
It adds up more than people realize,
Mhm.
for sure.
And I had a gentleman that came in one day. He goes, well, I didn't really find anything, but, you know, I can't leave without getting something.
Yeah.
And he purchased a book. It was 75 cents.
Yeah.
But you know what? He purchased something, and I was tickled to death for that 75 cents. And I told him, I said, well, you know what? If everybody would do that, you know, then I wouldn't have to worry, you know. And so he stuck an extra $1 in our little donation box for Saks Closet. Like I said, that's another business that we have that we'll talk about at another time.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah,
that's kind of what we're here for, is for you.
Yeah.
We're here for you, and we will be getting in touch with you. We will be getting in touch with you, and we want you sitting here with us. You know, we will be going downtown and doing some lives. We've got a lot planned. We're going to be doing some giveaways.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Yeah, we're very excited. I think this is going to be really good for us. Yeah. And if you guys are watching too, make sure to book your calendars for June 1st, because we're going to celebrate her 12-year anniversary out here at Donate a Miracle. So definitely be ready to come out and celebrate that, because that's a big one. A dozen years.
Absolutely.
Yep, you can fill an egg carton.
A dozen years. Next year will be a baker's dozen.
Hey.
See, there's going to be some small bakers in here. There's going to be some small businesses. You know, again, this isn't just about Norman's small businesses. This is you sharing your love with us. I mean, it is about the small business, but this is Purcell, Lexington, Noble, you know, Wayne. If you, wherever you own a small business, Oklahoma City, you own a business in Oklahoma City, we want to talk to you. You know, if it's a small business, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's get you here as a guest. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about your business, because I promise you, there's businesses here in Norman that I didn't even know about. There is, you know, and there's businesses I haven't been in. Yeah. You know, but I promise you, I will find a way to get in touch with all of you. Sarah's going to be looking. I'm going to be looking. Word of mouth. Word of mouth is going to, you know, let everybody know that we are here for you. So anyway, we thank you guys, and we love you, and we will talk to you later. Love you lots.
See ya.